Our coverage continues on the South Napa earthquake, and we want to get some expert opinions and advice right now from the USGS.
And joining us on the phone, we have Brad Agard with the very latest. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, so tell us about, we've been talking a lot about how long this thing lasted, because Dannon was shaking out of his bed and felt it was a good 5, 7 or more seconds, and I had read it was 15 seconds, but you look at the security cameras, which will roll one that shows the shaking, and it looks like a jolt and then rolling immediately.
Well, it really depends on where you are. Close into where the earthquake rupture occurred, it was just about 5 seconds of very strong shaking, that initial jolt, followed by less high amplitude shaking. But then as you get farther away down to, say, San Francisco, it was about 10 to 15 seconds of shaking, but small in amplitude than what was close in.
You know, we've talked so much about the Hayward Fault and the probability of a large earthquake there. Tell us about the West Napa Fault. Is this the largest kind of quake we can see on there, or larger quakes possible?
Well, we're still saying that this was near the West Napa Fault. We're getting more information from the field about what they're seeing, and it looks like it's still very near the West Napa Fault, but whether it's a secondary smaller structure or sort of a variation on what we originally thought where the West Napa Fault is, we're still trying to determine that. But the West Napa Fault is a smaller fault in the San Francisco Bay Area. It's not one of our main faults, such as the San Andreas or Rogers Creek Hayward Fault.
So a pretty big quake for this small of a fault, no? A 6.0?
A good size for this size of fault, but certainly not unexpected for the size and length of this fault.
You know, we're showing video right now of an early warning system that's being developed, and showing how Berkeley would receive a 10-second warning with this earthquake. Tell us about the early warning system that's in development.
This early warning system uses instruments to detect the early onset of shaking, and then from that it predicts what the rest of the shaking will be. And so the idea is, with very rapid detection of the earthquake, you can actually send the information electronically faster than the seismic waves travel, and that's how you can get 10 seconds of warning in Berkeley for this Napa earthquake.
Is there hope it's going to be available to the public soon?
This is currently a prototype system. It takes about $80 million to build out the system to have adequate redundancy, and then also add instruments to get better statewide coverage.
Someday on the Crown 4 app, we will have a warning, you know, like it'll come to your phone and tell you. And Brad, with 10 seconds, you could do a lot. You could save a lot of lives.
Even with fewer seconds, just a few seconds, you can get under the table before the strong shaking starts, or even companies can do a fair amount of automated systems to protect their manufacturing and so forth.
Okay, Brad Agard with USGS. Thanks for your time this morning.
You're welcome.